organization. What about this made you segue over into supporting BIG3?
Yeah. You know, when I was a part of the executive committee as a player during the lockout the last time around, you know, I hated that lockout. I hated, you know, the fact that we couldn't get a deal. And I told myself that I wanted to be a part of the next deal and making sure our players were taken care of, both present and former. And so when the opportunity came for Michelle to be a part of her senior management team at the PA, you know, my thought was to help us get that deal. But in the back of my mind, once we got through that, I knew that I was going to be interested in doing something different. And 3-on-3 basketball has been something that Jeff and I have been talking about for a couple of years now. And so it really was a function of the timing. We got our deal done quicker than I thought we would. And so when Cube and Jeff came to me and came to me with the structure, and we had been throwing ideas out, but one, I was honored, but two, understanding that our players are in such a good place now. We've got a great relationship with the NBA and Adam Silver, and you know, Michelle Roberts has done a fantastic job. And so I felt like my work was done there, and it was ready for me to transition into something different and exciting. And when you get a call from Ice Cube, you don't turn that down. And so it was a no-brainer for me. And I'm so fortunate to have brothers like AI, Rashard, Kenyon, and all the other guys that have committed to play, be a part of this, to go on this journey with us, because this is one of the biggest things that we've ever done. So really excited.
So how y'all doing? I'm Hip Hop Gamer with High 97. First off, I love y'all, man. What y'all doing, this is incredible, and God bless all y'all. Seriously, from the heart. And yo, you my idol, man. Like, you're the reason why I know how to do a crossover. Not as good as you, but you know, like, God bless you, man. The first question is like a two-part question. The first question is, I'm a gamer, you know what I'm saying? We all know like BIG2K. Have you guys ever thought about, or you know, in your plans to partner up with 2K to actually have the BIG3 within that game? That would be crazy. It'd change everything. Trust me. That's like, it'd be amazing. That's one. And the second part of the question is, Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan just retired. So do y'all got plans? It's good. I want to see you cross. I want to see you cross Kobe. I see
that man.
Yep, let's get it. Come on, let's do it.
No, those are great questions. Certainly, video games is something that we've talked a lot about. So stay tuned there. And Tim was my old teammate. Tim, the BIG3 welcomes you if you want to play, man. I tried to give him a call, but the big fundamental would be great, and a half-court 3-on-3. Anybody that wants to play and have a good time, and guys like, you know, Tim can still do it. You know, he could do it at the NBA level, just like a lot of guys that decide to stop playing. So, but it would be amazing to have him a part of it.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Let's see.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Lawrence Jackson with Revolt TV. I want to thank Cube and Jeff for the idea. I think it's going to be a success and brilliant. My question is for every former player, but especially AI. If you guys could ever pick your two teammates for your 3-on-3, what two people, all names aside, all contracts and aside? Because for me, I would put together Kobe, KG, and Grady. But AI, I want to see, like, if you could really walk out there with two retired players with you, what two players would you want to play with? Anybody?
Shaq and Kobe.
Oh.
That's a no-brainer.
Go ahead.
You need another mic.
Shaq and Kobe, and then the second part of my question is, AI, is the league perfect for you because there's no scheduled practice? Like, you just get to go out there and it seems ideal. Like, you just get to walk out there and ball, right?
We're talking about practice. You should have been a little bit
original than that. Damn, you could have came up with something better than that. Nah, man, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? It would have been the same thing how it is right now. I never had no problem with practice, bro. You know what I mean? And then, real shit. I'm sorry. I'm just talking to you like a brother. But how can you be a 4-time scoring champion and 11-time All-Star and MVP in the league if you didn't practice?
That's right.
Facts.
You ask Q, how can he be a platinum selling artist without working on his craft? You know what I mean? It just don't happen.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You gotta work for it. And I work for everything I earn. I wear this ring every day because I worked, you know what I mean? And I had help from my teammates, my coaching staff, my family, my fans, and all that. You know, they're the reason I wear this ring. But I was the one that had to go out there and put in the work. You know what I mean? So, you know, to answer your question, it wasn't a good one. but it's all love. But yeah, I had to work. I had to practice. You know what I mean? So, you know, these guys out here that go hard every day, night in and night out, man, you got to take your hat off to those guys, man. They work hard, man. They get in the gym and they put in that work. You know what I mean? Just like LeBron. Why is he the greatest player in the world? Because he get in that gym and he work on his craft. You know what I mean? And that's that.
Good answer. You're very welcome.
This question is more so directed to Q. My name is Carl Lamar. I'm with Billboard. I'm curious as to the halftime show. Will you consider stepping out and performing for the halftime show on occasion?
I don't know. Maybe, you know what I mean? It matters if I'm feeling it, but you know, I don't want this league to be about me. You know, I'll do everything I can to promote the league and get it on its feet and get it rolling, and then I want to fade to the back and, you know, and let these guys do what they do best. You know, I'm just here to provide a stage, and you know, I might get down. You know, you never know. You never know. I'm definitely not above it, and you know, I like to get down on stuff like this. So you never know. I might do a few halftime shows.
Why don't we hear the answer to the question of the two other players who we play with, Rashard.
Since he took Shaq and Kobe, I'll go with T-Mac and Tim Duncan. But there's one thing about the big three I think we talked about last night is us as competitors, we're not in it just for a circus act. Once we get out on that floor, we're going to compete. You know, we want to win. It's not just getting out there and messing around. You will see guys playing hard and going at it, and you know, doing the proper preparation to get ourselves in shape and get ready to play, because we don't want to go to different cities and not entertain. We're going to go out there and we're going to try our best to entertain for our fans.
Did Kenyon answer that?
Yeah, for my two players, I would have probably be J Kidd, one, and somebody like myself, like-minded guy, maybe KG. Like somebody who
Nice.
play on both ends. You know what I'm saying? But to your question about practice and all that, like some guys great at practice, like great. That's what they do. That's what they live for, practice. You know what I'm saying? They the best practice. But when that popcorn start popping, you smell it. That's when it counts, man. That's what he brings to the table. That's what like myself is like. You can be the best player. All that's great, man. But when the lights like this and the popcorn smelling and they walking up behind you and popcorn, beer, and all that, that's when they battle, man.
Okay, another question?
This is for Roger. So obviously you're working with the Players Association. Was there any thought of getting them involved with this? I mean, I see you guys are doing charity events. Was there any thought to getting the Players Association involved on a deeper level?
You know, I think when you look at what this is, this really is about the players. And that's what I gravitated to from Cube and Jeff, is that this is continuing my mission and our mission of, you know, providing a platform for guys that still have it, but they're former players. This is a player-centric league. To answer your question, you know, that's definitely a conversation, you know, worth having. But I think our goals are right in line, you know, as far as the mission of this league. So, you know, that's where we are there.
We have talked to the Players Association and got great feedback, because their mission is about helping players, you know, helping players that are retired are still helping their players. So I think that they are excited about that concept. And, you know, we welcome, there are things that we've talked about with the NBA, helping them out with some of their charitable stuff. And, you know, we're not competing with them. This is a different sport. 3-on-3 is a different sport. These are guys that are going to excel at what they do, and it should just be additive to what's going on in basketball.
Good afternoon, guys. Couple of basketball questions, particularly for Rashard and AI. How excited are you about the 4-point line? And to Kenyon, no. If I was your coach, I would not want you taking 4-pointers. Just saying.
Whoa.
But to you, Kenyon, from a strategic standpoint, have you started to think about, as a defensive-minded player, how you guard people in a 3-on-3 as opposed to a full-court game?
Yeah, that's talking about the 4-point shot, but I think that's what makes it even more, you know, unique about it. Is you can't just lay back and not play defense, especially if you got a dead-eye shooter out there. I know it's not on the 3-point line, a couple steps back, but you know, guys can really shoot the ball, so you're going to have to go up and pick them up, or you know, you might find yourself down 10, 12 points early on in the game. So I think it's cool to have that 4-point shot. And 3-on-3 it'll be a little tough to defend, but at the same time, you know, we're former NBA players, and we'll figure it out. That's how you play basketball. You get out there and you figure it out.
I'm a coach, so obviously I'm a draft a 4-point shooter. I gotta have one. I gotta have my sniper. I gotta have a Cal Korver out there. So I'm gonna make it happen.
Should I answer? No, I mean, defense is defense. You know, it's, you go out there and you play. It's not something that you strategize on. Either you want to do it or you don't. And I've always been willing to do it. So it's no matter who it is, no matter what position it is, no matter if they're celebrity or not, you put your basketball shorts on, you step on that court, man. I'm a guard you. So no matter who and when and where, I'm climbing that jersey with you, we gonna get it.
Any other questions?
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Alan, you're my hero, man. Just wanted to say that first off.
Right there.
All right, my question's for Cube, Jeff, and Roger. So it's a 2-part question. Are we going to be in venues like MSG or the United Center? And the second part is, why'd you guys choose 1st to 60 rather than just like a standard 20-minute half or a time clock?
Yeah, we plan on playing in some of the biggest arenas in the world. And that's what these guys deserve, and that's, you know, our job is to provide that stage. We felt the game, you know, since we're trying to do 4 games in one night, that, you know, we don't want a 4-hour night. You know what I mean? We want people to get in, enjoy this basketball, and enjoy the rest of their day. You know, so you know, we just didn't want games to 100. We felt like, you know, a game to 60 is exciting when you have a finish line over a clock that's running, because you know you're definitely gonna see enough basketball, and the clock is not gonna run out, and the guy's gonna have to walk off. So we felt like, you know, getting to a number was better than dealing with time and things like that, because we just felt like we know exactly how much basketball we'll get pretty much every time.
Raj? Yeah, I mean, I would add on to what Cube said. Obviously, we're all used to playing in certain arenas, and that standard is not going to dip down at all. So we look forward to being at the same arenas that we've played our careers in. As far as the games to 60, just like Cube said, you know, I think, you know, at the end of the day, we want our games to be fun, exciting, and we're going to keep it moving. It's not going to be a long, drawn-out thing. It's going to be exciting basketball, and you know, you'll have a chance. You know, a fan can buy a ticket and watch 4 games and a great halftime show, and move on with their day.
You know, we are running simulations to make sure that the 60 points is appropriate. We think it is the first year, you know, and we also don't know how the players, player captains, are going to, what their strategies are going to be. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. In terms of the arenas, you know, we do want the best facilities, both for players and fans. You know, one of the advantages we have is that the teams are representing themselves, not any particular city. So we have the choices to go both to big basketball cities as well as underserved cities. So certainly we would love to go to Seattle. You know, we think that's a fan base that misses and deserves basketball. There are some other ones like that. And then there's, you know, places like New York that have just birthed basketball and, you know, support basketball very strongly. But the arenas will be, you know, the major arenas. We've already had some reach out to us. You know, there's aspirations to play a game in London, potentially a game in Toronto. So we have some target cities that some people we're talking to, but we are open to hearing who really wants, you know, who really wants the league. What fan base is excited about it?
Sorry for so many questions. It's exciting. Thank you so much. So, because of y'all experience, you know, through the NBA, now that y'all retired, y'all have so much to give back just from knowledge and experience. Do y'all have a mentorship, like, you know, in play, where while y'all playing, y'all doing all these other things, it seems like a fun family activity as well. Do you guys have something in place where y'all could do a mentorship with a lot of kids that would love to go through the experiences that y'all did and have the same success?
Yeah, that's a great question. Every city that we go in, there'll be an experience for fans, whether it's clinics, charity and foundation type of events. So that's a big part of our mission. You know, these guys have, you know, a wealth of knowledge about the game, and their hearts are pure to give back. Talking about experience, so I did want to highlight one of the cool things about being a player, coach, captain is, you know, you really get to lean on your experience while a player. And by that I mean, you know, these guys run their teams. So, you know, you might have friends, and these guys have already been getting calls from transitioning players that want to play on their teams. You know, we will have a draft. We will have a draft combine, and these guys will be determining what their team looks like from a strategy standpoint, from an experience standpoint. And so I think it was Kenyon yesterday said, you know, I don't want to see no guys that's been eating donuts. You know, I want to see who really is ready to go out there and compete. Because as Rashard said, I mean, this is competitive, professional 3-on-3 basketball.
Question over here.
I just have a quick question. If you're going to go up to 60 points, what's the time that you, like how long do you think it'll take for a game?
We're doing simulations now. We're looking at a format that would potentially be 15-minute halves, 15 to 20-minute halves. But the data that we receive in these games will let us know. But it'll be either the first of either 60 or 30 minutes per game, somewhere around there.
Any other questions?
You guys are a little bit older right now. You know, how do you guys physically feel that you will still play like a full season right now?
I'm offended by that question, for me. I can still play as good as I ever could.
I think the sweet thing about this, the Big 3 is half court. You know, I'm pretty sure we'll be in decent enough shape to go out there and compete half court. You don't have to run up and down, and you're only playing one day out of the week on Saturday, so gives our bodies enough time to recover, take a little time off and get back at it, the following weekend. But like you said, I think the biggest key is that it's half court basketball.
Take that one? I do just want to say, I don't want to speak for him, but we had an interesting conversation with Chauncey Billups where he said, we were talking about the age limit. He was like, man, half court, I'll take on any 20-year-old. They got nothing on me. Just putting it out there, Chauncey thinks he's going to win.
How you doing? Reggie Williams from Ambrosio Heads. First of all, thanks to Cube and Jeff for putting this together. Roger, it's an awesome idea. The reaction's been crazy from our fan base. 3-on-3 is a very different game, especially half court. So as player coaches, what's your strategy for picking players? You're looking for sharpshooters, you know, the inside game is different. Like what's the approach to this?
So that's an excellent question. Make me think you gotta know something about basketball. That's an excellent question. I don't know. And put my squad together. That's what I'm gonna have to use my basketball brain and figure out. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's 3-on-3. So I mean obviously you gotta have somebody to handle the rock. You gotta have somebody to protect the rim. And you definitely gotta have a scorer. So something that I don't have to figure out, but I figure it out. Because I'm not losing to him. No way.
Yeah, the same thing, man. You just gotta, we know our peers, you know what I'm saying? We know what guys can do, can't do. You know what I'm saying? We played against these guys who are gonna be drafted and picking and playing alongside, you know what I'm saying, for years. So we know guys' strengths, guys' weaknesses, you know what I'm saying? So we go draft and do that accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we can't let your friendships and relationships that you have with these guys over the years get in the way of doing the right things and picking the right players for your team. So it's just all about strategizing and picking players who can do it all. You know what I'm saying? If you have a guy who can dribble and shoot, why not get him? So you just don't want to limit yourself in that aspect.
And the fact that we have 5 players, you know, you can get a variety of different things you need, you know, because there's only going to be 3 on the court at a time. So you still have, you know, you can have different guys with different skill sets coming in off the bench to help you in different games. You know, I think, you know, when these guys pick their teams, they should be ready for anything and everything. And they should have probably a little of everything they need because they never know. You know, you might need to go big on one team. You might need to, you know, shoot outside on another team. So I think, you know, by having more than 3 players on your team, you can really add those pieces you need to really be a strong team, no matter who you face. You know, like I say, well, my shooter can't start today because they're going heavy in the paint, so I need to put my big dude in there. Whatever you strategize and come up with, I just think it's wide open.
All right, let's get 2 more questions and then we're gonna wrap up.
My question's for you, Cube. I caught up with Master P yesterday, which, as we know, is like one of, I think, the only hip hop dudes to actually make it into the NBA, playing in college, playing in the D League, and then being on a team with Vincent McGrady in the early Raptors years. Was there anybody in hip hop that you maybe played against or saw play that if you had to put together like a celebrity team, who would you want to play alongside from hip hop?
Oh, from hip hop? Give me Snoop. You know, Snoop a beast. He wiry. You know what I mean? Thin but strong. You know what I mean? He a beast in the paint. I take Snoop. You know, I even take Kevin Hart. You know, Kevin somehow won 4 or 5 MVPs at the celebrity game. So I think he got handles. And let's see the game. You know, the game got game. So that'll be my squad, I guess.
Let's get the last question and wrap up.
Question for Jeff or Ice Cube. What distribution platforms are you looking at for games or any other content you're creating?
Want me to take it first?
Yeah, you take it, man.
Okay. I mean, we're going to be on television. How people watch basketball. We decided to first have this announcement. There's some outreach from some of the networks to us, but the truth is we want to, look, we have to maximize income for the players, but we also have to maximize the experience. And this is a league that is credible and real. So we want to go with a network that will treat it and promote it and market it as such. But you know, we'll be doing some interviews tomorrow, and then Friday we'll be hitting the phones. That's for sure. And the next announcement will be, I imagine, that one. Anything else to say?
Well, we plan to try to be on all platforms. You know, there's you got from Facebook Live to Twitter Live. They showing games now. We also looking at virtual reality deals, things that just bring this experience. You know, other than just the normal TV deals, we're looking at other things to bring this experience.
And I would add, you know, we do want to make this one of the most connected sports leagues out there. And I'm a techie. And I think technology right now in sport is at an all-time high. So we're very excited about new opportunities to engage fans and allow the fans to be a part of this experience. You know.